We're now joined by Kyleanne Hunter. She's the CEO of Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America. She's also a Marine Corps combat veteran, serving several deployments to Iraq and Afghanistan as a helicopter pilot. Dr. Hunter, thank you for being with us this morning. We are witnessing the casualties from this war increasing. Questions on Capitol Hill about the purpose of the conflict. What are you hearing from troops, families, and veterans about the way this war is being waged?
Good morning. First and foremost, our hearts and our thoughts and our prayers go out to the families and friends of all the service members who have been killed or injured. I think it's easy to get caught up in a lot of the rhetoric, but what we are hearing first and foremost is that this war has real human consequences. And the American people need to continue to remember that for every talk about the billions of dollars spent, for every talk of rising costs, there's also a human cost that needs to be kept in the front and center and never forgotten when we think about these wars. I think it's easy to get caught up in the politics of a lot of this, but this is very, very human and very, very real. And there are real concerns for the safety, not just of service members in the regions, but of civilians in the region as well as this continues to escalate.
Part of the pressure this administration has been under, and likely some of the questions Defense Secretary Hegseth will face today, is the way in which the Pentagon has been reporting the casualties, the injuries, and the facts. It's been difficult for news organizations to get specifics from the administration. For example, Hegseth had said that some troops who were injured early in the conflict, I think he said they had minor injuries and returned to service. Many of them who spoke to CBS News said there's nothing minor about what happens to you during conflict. Are you concerned about the administration's transparency when it comes to the safety of service members in the Gulf region?
Absolutely. Transparency and clear communication is incredibly important, both for those that are serving downrange, right? So they know what they are expected to do, that they know what the threat posture actually is, but also for the families and the friends and everyone else back home, that they know that it's been taken very seriously if a service member is injured or killed. Everyone knows when they enter the military that they assume risk, right? That they may be injured, that they may be killed. That is well known by everyone who goes in. But America also makes a promise to take care of every single one of those service members. And part of being taken care of is having the severity of injuries taken seriously and having transparency to the American people, not just while they are in service, but that they're going to be taken care of once they get out of service and for the rest of their lives.
And what were the lessons from Iraq and Afghanistan that were learned by the U.S. when it came to the right way in supporting troops?
There's three big lessons that I see coming out here. One is making sure that it is very clear what the status is of a war. Is a war going on or not? Are troops in harm's way or not? We saw this in both Iraq and Afghanistan, concerns around saying a mission was accomplished, but then hostilities continued for decades afterwards. And so having that clear communication, because we need to know where people are. Number two is we need to be proactive right now about what sort of injuries, not just physical blast injuries, but mental health injuries, exposure injuries, moral injuries that our troops are experiencing right now, so that when they come home, they will be cared for and we don't continue to let people fall through the cracks. And number three is a continued reminder to the American people that we have women and men downrange every single day that are out risking their lives. And it is incumbent on all of us as Americans to continue to support them.
Well, Kyleanne Hunter, we appreciate you joining us this morning, and thank you so much for your service. We certainly hope that people keep the soldiers and their families in mind whenever we report on this important conflict. Thanks for being with us today.
Thank you so much.